Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sanctum. This is AL, and today we're going to talk about the Hidden Wisdom, the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms cards by Colette Baron-Reid. And this is one of her first decks. I don't have her Avalon deck yet. Eventually that will be on my list to get. But I wanted to go over this because this deck I have craved, wanted, needed for years. More years than I could possibly shake a stick at, and so I wanted to go over it because I did get it during a sale, and it was probably the most exciting thing that I did. Now, the book is actually kind of thin, but it's actually pretty solid. It's not as well made as some of her other books have following, because it started falling apart pretty easy, the cover. But the book itself is full of really good information. And of course the pictures are black and white. And the way that she starts it off is what it's called Ally and Challenger. So the Ally is when the card's right side up, Challenger is when the card is upside down. Now I wanted to talk about the cards themselves, because the way that she has set them up is similar but not quite tarot in nature. So there are kings and queens, and there are princes. There are different helpers. So they're all like different people and aspects in this sense. They're like, so there's different aspects within this realm. So I wanted to show you some of the pictures because these are really awesome pictures. And the cards still stick a little bit, so I apologize. The Camel Boy, the Spiral Dancer, which is probably one of my favorite pictures right now in this deck. Sisters of the Seasons, the Rainbow Prince, also a favorite picture. I love that picture. The Web Weaver. I get called that occasionally. I am not a spider fan, which really does not well with me. I like Spider-Man, but I'm not a fan of spiders. Don't ask. It doesn't make sense to me either. The Sundancers. The Phoenix, which has always been one of my monikers growing up. The Lady of the Mirror. Gaia's Garden. The Word Lord. The Eyes of Beauty. The Dragon's Duel, which reminds me of the story of the red and the white dragon. The Keeper of the Seals, which I like that picture. The Winged Wise Ones. The River Queen. The Well Watcher. The Ice Queen, also something I've been called. Lady Ice. There's a long story about that. I have times where I get close to that again. Fire Prince. The Shadow Queen. The Prison Waif. The Horse King. So as you can see, each one has a different, Master Scrutiny, has a different little feel to it. And the nice thing is that they all bear a triqueta and a number where you can actually look up the meaning. And underneath each term has keywords, which is fantastic. So the one thing about this deck, and I wanted to read part of this to you, which is what I thought was really cool, is it says, imagine, from the oldest cultures on Earth, ancient myths and legends tell of powerful magical beings that have existed as our trusted allies, protectors, and advisors. It's said they lived alongside humanity since time began, yet in another dimension separated only by a thin etheric veil. Angels, fairies, nature spirits, and others walk between the worlds and beside us openly for a time. They served with us as co-creators of the bridge between the realms of the spirit and those on Earth. So, one of the things is that it talks about a sacred alliance to maintain the balance between our earthly visible world of effects and the unseen causal world of spirit, and that we had forgotten the alliance that we had. New ideas and consciousness and collective thinking, technological process. So we started losing our mystical aspects. And that a prophecy spoke of their return to the descendants of those who remembered them. So as things started to fade away, the beings of hidden realms made a promise long ago. If their likenesses and names were summoned, they would answer our call for assistance and guidance. So to help summon them, I created these cards with the magical symbolism and images given to me in a series of dreams along the red rocks of spiritual Sedona, Arizona. So it's interesting because as you go through the purpose of these cards and you do a reading, whether it's a 1-card drawing, a 3-card drawing, she even gives you some sample drawings that she had done. And they're really interesting in the aspects and how they manage, and how some of the spiral dancer, like, is a moves with her own rhythm and steps to music only she can hear. She takes you on a path that is winding and circular. She assures you that what you're experiencing as a setback is really part of an upward spiral. Perception is everything. You're not retracing your steps or going backwards, but rather around and up. She says that you can be comforted knowing that your path is one of success, adventure, and experience. Follow her, for she dances along a magical way. And it's things like that that make you actually realize that there's more to the cards in how you look at them and the depth behind them. And so I wanted to do a reading, and I wanted to do it in such a way that we... And by the way, look at that back. It reminds me of Stonehenge in a lot of ways. And I wanted to do a reading where we take into consideration the fact that some of us have been feeling like we're struggling. Some of us have been procrastinating. I don't know who that could be. And some of us feel like we're on a slow path to nowhere. And we all feel like that we need to make change, but we also feel like the world seems to be getting worse, that things need to be better, but we also feel like we're at a place in our life where we don't know if we can be the change, if we can do anything, because God forbid we can't even help ourselves. And we forget that we're all interconnected. If we can't help each other, then we can't help nobody, including ourselves. So we have to look inward and outward at the same time. It's all about little things. It's always been about little things. So I wanted to do a reading. And with this reading, I wanted to sit there and be able to manifest some ways that we can be what we need to be. The Hawk Prince, the Arrow Master upside down, in the Challenger mode, the Queen of Light, and the Swan Queen. Oh, cool, actually. So, let's talk about what this means for us. Now, the Hawk Prince says, spirit, communication, praying, and paying attention. One of the things about the Hawk Prince, and I love this picture, you've got to see this picture up close, it's gorgeous, beyond gorgeous, is remember, hawks can see a long distance away. They are, among Native Americans, they are considered one of the sacred spirits. So you're looking at the idea here of that this is a spiritual communication time. This is time to develop your spirit, your base, your ability to pay attention outward and inward. Know your place. And knowing your place doesn't mean know where you are. It means to know your worth. It means to know your place within the realm of society, both who you are and what you can be and what you should be doing, because not all of us are doing what we should be. So it's something that's important to us to actually realize. Not all of us are doing all we can. The Arrow Master is about hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. Now, we haven't been hitting the mark lately, and most of us have trouble with detachment, although some of us may be way too detached, and that's part of our issues. We have trouble forming attachments. It also talks about intention. Now, intention is tough. Intention is one of those things in life that when you try to have it, it's really rough to find when you get to that point. And it says that, according to the book, it says that the Arrow Master appears to let you know that if you continue on your present course, you could shoot yourself in the foot. You're being challenged now to take a look at the motives behind why you want to reach your goal at all. Is this path of true destiny or the lure of fantasy and ego desires? Are you setting your intention to win something away from another, or to get what you want, whether or not it's good for all? Remember that life is not a competition. The concept of competition is flawed and encourages the perception of lack. Your time will come. Be very clear that you're pointing in the right direction and don't chase your arrow. If your intention is to find an easier, softer way or a shortcut to your goal, it's time to give that up, since it won't work in the long run. Don't be seduced by quick, get-it-now ideas. This is the time to ask for the highest intentions to replace the old ones. Sometimes a new set of arrows and another target altogether are needed. Then you can never miss your mark. And that's important. That is the fact. If we're too detached, we're not manifesting our spirit. We're not manifesting. We're not paying attention. We lose our way. What we think is what we want. Or are we? Are we being more jealous? Are we setting this out to hurt others? Is it, oh, I'll show you. I'll become the best, blah, blah, blah. Really? And you're becoming that? Why? Oh, you're doing it out of spite. Well, it's not a reason to become anything. Thought you did it. You wanted to become a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, because you wanted to do good for the world, for yourself, not to teach, not to be able to look down upon anybody else. Look to your motives. Look at why you're doing something. Now, I will tell you that I am working on a project with a friend of mine, Miss Peggy. That project is grounded in a need that is not being fulfilled out there. Is there a bit of personal desire in there? Oh, heck yeah. Part of it is to produce something that's needed that I've always wanted to do. But at the same time, too, there's the fact that we're producing it with a pure of heart motive of the fact that we truly, truly love what we're working with. I mean, there is a true love. We are doing our very best to honor what we're doing. And it makes a difference, because we spent 3 hours last night developing theories about of how things are linked together in certain ways because of a remark that set us off from an article. So that's how things are. Do for pure motive. Don't do for your pure heart motive. Don't do because you want to undo somebody else. Although I will tell you, occasionally, short-term wise, it may seem like the best thing in the world. Long-term wise, it may not be the best thing. It may give you short-term great happiness, but long-term wise, no. Queen of Light. Illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. So let's talk about that. When we do things for the right reasons, for the right purpose, when we are doing what we are becoming to do, we are truly illuminating and being enlightening for not just ourselves, but for others. We become light. We are the shining beacon for others to follow. Some of you will say, oh my God, I don't want anybody to follow me. I don't want anybody to follow my lead. Yeah, I get it. But remember, too, it means also that you're going to show your intelligence. Your needs are going to be met. You are going to be illuminated in such a way that all the things that you can do will light up within you. You will make those accomplishments. You are on the correct path for yourself. You're going to manifest things like you have never manifested before. You're going to be able to celebrate things, and you're going to be able to do it for more people, not just yourself. Higher good for all, not just the fact of, oh my God, people are going to follow me. Yeah, well, it happens. That's what friends are. People who follow you, people who you follow. Oh my God, what will you do? Yeah, a little sarcasm. I'm sorry. No, not really. But deal. Seriously. So, the Swan Queen. It's about transformation, intuition, and patience. It's not going to be an easy route. You're going to have patience on this transformation process. The Swan Queen. If you've ever seen Swan Lake, and if you have never seen Swan Lake, I'm going to basically at this point tell you that you need to get off your butt and find a copy and go watch it. It is a beautiful ballet, and it is an awesome story. But more importantly, it is about self-transformation. It is a story about taking those things of what we want to become, because we are not there yet, and taking those elements and becoming who we need to be. Intuition. Everybody has great intuition if you manifest it. It's about going from ignorance to wisdom. It's about deepening the skills you already have. Everybody has the ability of intuition. Everybody has intuitive senses. It's developing those senses in such a way that you are able to turn around and tap into the universe. Now, some of you are pretty much saying, oh my God, but I'm not like you. Oh, Lord have mercy, people. You can be like me. You could be like any of those that are out on YouTube doing things of this nature, who do readings. It's a matter of learning the basics. It's learning to trust in how you read the cards. It's learning to trust how your intuitive self, that self deep within, taps into the universe and says, this is what's coming. I feel this for most. There are some outliers, but this is the path where most are sitting at right now. And you learn to feel that. You learn the path where most are sitting, and you can learn to tap into that. And when you learn to do readings for just one person, you learn to pick up on their energy. You learn to feel them and work with them and work with that energy alone. And it's important to do that. So that's something that I want you to understand, is everybody has intuition. Everybody has latent talents of some kind. It's just finding them and developing them, transforming yourself to be able to be the best you can be. These cards are saying you can do it, but do it for the right reasons. Do it because you can be better for this world we live in, for those you love, for those you are about to meet, for those who need you that you don't even know about yet. That's what's important. So that's the reading. These cards are awesome, by the way. They are probably going to be used mostly in private readings for about life skills or transformational processes, basically digging deep into self. They are also going to be probably in a lot of pick-a-card readings. How do I rate this deck? I rate this deck a solid 8.5 out of 10. I might actually go out of either pips or maybe chakras. I haven't decided yet, but I'll let you know when if I decide to change. So give it a try. If you like this deck, if you like the way the cards look, if you're interested in a deck that makes you look deeper into your own inner wisdom, your own self core. This is the deck for you, honestly. Until next time, Bendithian.